All right, it's finally fucking happening. What up, Yardis here, and today we are reviewing all of my settings, all of my mods, my mod configs, a couple tips and tricks, and a goddamn Q&A to finish it off, baby. Thank you everyone for subscribing and supporting me over the years. It is an absolute fucking honor to be your content creator. Thank you so much again. Let's just jump straight into it, okay? So here are my, controls. Nothing super special. I used to recommend you swap up and jump. So you jump with W and, climb ropes with space. I don't do that anymore, sadly, because I fucked up my middle finger real bad. And I can't, I can't fucking rapid press the W key anymore. I have quick heal on mouse 5. It's one of the mouse side buttons. Mana, I put on right click. Makes it easier to not rely on mana flower that way. Boss checklist. People ask me all the time, how do you get the menu of boss checklist like this? The default keybind is P. It's the boss checklist. The boss log is the book. Book and log are different. For my Calamity Mod keybinds, everything is on mouse 4. Mouse 4 is the bottom side button. Mouse 5 is the top top side mouse button. Now the important one. Double tap dash override. It's how you dash. I recommend, or I use shift, but other good keys include right clicking to dash, or maybe if you have W jump, spacebar dashing. I recommend those for your dash keybind. Very necessary if you play Infernum mode. I have Godslayer dash on middle mouse. It is the set bonus from Godslayer armor. This is Godslayer dash. You hold the direction, including diagonal directions, and you fucking rocket boost out of there. It gives you full iframes. It's pretty cool. Normality relocator. I don't know why I have this even bound. I don't use that shit. It's the raw Discord upgrade. And then Rage is also a mouse 4. I do recommend you don't play like me. You use Adrenaline and Rage on separate keys. I like putting every Ripper, every buff on mouse 4. Just use them all that once type beat. For Ore Excavator, my button I use is mouse 5. I just hold mouse 5 and excavate, and then that should be it. Interface. This is actually kind of important. Something people always ask me about is boss health bars. See the health bar? That's the default health bar. When you go into interface, you can turn on Infernum Mod health bar or Calamity Mod health bar. People always ask me about Infernum Mod health bar. It's the one that's bottom right. See that shit? Whoops, I fucking died. One of the reasons why I use vanilla health bar nowadays in my videos is because of my webcam. See that shit? This is Infernum health bar. It just, when you have Infernum mode on, you got the health bar. Calamity Mod again. And vanilla. There we go. And I use the fancy 2 health. It shows the cool golden border. My video settings, 1920 by 1080. Frames get settle. I think it's the smoothest one. Lighting color. It's the coolest looking one. I believe white and retro are better performance if your computer sucks ass. Quality, I prefer medium. I don't really see a difference between high, medium, and low. Apparently medium is good performance though. Background on, it just looks good. If you're lagging, turn it off. Blood and gore on, turn it off if you're lagging. And then heat distortion, it's like when you're in the desert and the fucking whole screen's all wavy. I hate that shit. So I turn that off. Storm effects, I forget what that does. Maybe it's like thunder and stuff. I have it off for some reason. Wave quality, medium, I don't think it really matters. Might turn it to high actually. Windy environment, distracting for me, so I have that off. As for my cursor, this is how I get my cursor. It's just fully dark in the middle, and then the border is fully white. It gives me the best contrast in my opinion. All right, well that's it for settings pretty much, I think. So now I can dip and show you my mods. This is what people have been asking me about for years. So here are the mods I play with the most. Auto Reforge, pretty explanatory. Sorry, I meant self-explanatory. You get a new menu when you talk to the fucking Goblin Tinker. Get this Reforge menu. There you go, Auto Reforge. You can choose the Reforge you want. The config for it is I just maximize the Reforge speed, and then you can toggle it on and off within the mod by going like that. See, and now the menu's gone. You can go back to regular shitty reforging, and you want to turn it back on. You can do that. Middle of the game. Don't have to reload mods or anything. And now the auto reforge menu is back. And then another mod I use, auto trash. Pretty self-explanatory again. You can just auto trash stuff. For me, I don't brew potions myself ever. So any herbs really, I kind of just auto trash. Say, oh no, blink roots. I don't want no blink roots. You can put in auto trash, and if you get a blink root, we can't get blink roots anymore. So auto trash just saves a lot of time, a lot of inventory slots. Then there's the better boss health bar. It's how I get the percentage on the health bar for vanilla health bar. Nothing crazy. Boss checklist. You know what boss checklist is. I showed you how to use it earlier. Shows you what bosses you've killed, what events you've done, what many bosses you killed. Calamity Mod. I'm a Calamity player. I'm not gonna lie about it. Infernum mode. I play Infernum mode. So I just realized I forgot to go over my Calamity Mod config. Here it is. I turn off screen shake, turn off stealth and visibility, turn off all these messages and alerts. I think they're just annoying. I turn off enemy debuffs. I just think it just looks terrible. It is useful though. It's how you can tell if they have, you know, all your debuffs stacked up. If you ever use like iCore and Crumbling and Marked for Death. It's useful for that, but I just think it's ugly, so I turn it off. Same with display flight bar. I think flight bar is ugly as well and distracting, so I don't use it. If I die from running out of flight time, oh well, I probably deserved it, so that's how I, you know, get away with it. I just constantly reset my flight time because I use freaking Featherfall Potion, so I feel like I never really need it. And other than that, everything else should be default in the client config. And the server config, just, you know, I tweak it to my liking. Remove Reforge RNG, I turn that off. Bad Reforges, you know, we fuck with those. So there's a pretty big setting here, early hard mode progression rework. Pretty much you can turn this off and it will become like vanilla. You know, you can mine for adamantite titanium right away if you just smash altars. But this is on by default. I think Calamity Mod is balanced around it, so I play with it on nowadays. I used to turn it off though because I CBA fighting fucking mech bosses without adamantite titanium. So hey, to each their own. Turn on or off depending on how you like it. And then just random quality of life things that Calamity lets you do, like boss zen, this is called. It makes it so enemies don't spawn during bosses. Really useful. And then, you know, just speeding up NPC spawn rate by letting them spawn at night and cranking that bitch up to 10 times speed. And then everything else should be about default. Yep, everything else below the spawn rate multiplier on NPC spawn rates is all default. And then Infernum mode. Nothing really matters here. All preference. Actually, reduce graphical settings. Turn this on if your PC sucks ass. There is a good chance it will let you run Infernum much better. It does make the game look less cool though. Infernum Dog's background is removed, for example. But, you know, a brother gotta do what a brother gotta do to play the game. So turn this on if you are lagging like hell. I forgot to go over my moon tweaks mod. It just lets me customize the moon. I always have a bright blue full moon. It just looks better. I just feel like some of the moons are ugly, so I have a custom moon. Other than that, I think we're good. Here's my Prisma Pristine config, I guess. Pretty much everything's on, except for... I've used preset A, I think. Underrated tool that Prisma's Pristine Potion adds is Infinite Draydon Weapon Charge. Don't gotta charge those bitches up anymore. Saves a lot of time. Other than that, I believe we are good. There's nothing else special, really. Nothing else that's not self-explanatory. DragonLens, I turn it on whenever I'm testing anything. It is my preferred mod for, you know, testing. It's better than cheat sheet in my opinion. I use a mod called Enhanced Buff Display to hide my buff sometimes. So there's a hotkey right here. See that? I use Enhanced Buff Display to just hide buffs like that at will. It's primarily for station buffs, Sunflower, for example. I use Fargo's Mutant mod to hide potion buffs in the clan config, and I use Enhanced Buff Display to hide station buffs. See that? And I hide buffs because if you got too many buffs and you hover over the buff while you're fighting a boss, you stop shooting. And it really pisses me off sometimes. Let me show you the power, how awful it gets. See that? It's a whole section of the screen you can't aim towards. And sometimes if the boss is right here, I stop firing. It pisses me off. Please just assume I have every available buff on at all times. It's easier that way. And next up, Fargo's Mutant mod. Speaking of which, it is a encompassing quality of life mod. Here are my settings for it. You can also hide projectiles. Little fun fact. I don't really use it though often. It introduces 5 NPCs, sorry. Mutant sells boss spawns. Abomination sells event-related stuff and event starters. Deviant sells rare enemy spawners. Think maybe worms, paladins, stuff like that. Lumberjack sells wood. Squirrel sells various items that you obtain. If say you get 30 potions, you can now buy infinite potions from the squirrel. Fargo's Mutant is also how I catch town NPCs with a bug net sometimes. You might see that quite often. You can toggle seasons with Fargo's Mutant mod. Whenever I want like a bat hook, maybe, I can toggle on Halloween season. I normally don't. I feel like I don't need it, but a little tip for you. You cannot get Bat Hook until post 1 mech in Calamity Mod though, so be careful. You can actually toggle Secret Seeds on with Fargo's Mutant mod. Say you want to play some legendary gaming. Go toggle always on for the worthy in a master mode world and boom. Or don't want to change the world at all, just leave it at normal. And you can get infinite ammo, infinite consumable weapons like shurikens, and infinite buffs with Fargo's Mutant mod. You need 4,000 ammo about, or 4,000 shurikens about for infinite, and 30 plus potions, or at least 30 I mean, and bait for infinite of those. It's quite nice. This is not really a quality of life thing, but this is how I change boss stats sometimes. If you saw me beat 10 times HP in Infernum mode in one sitting, I just went like this, and boom. 10 times HP bosses, and then just cure the rest of my config settings for Fargo's Mutant mod. I don't know if I changed too many things, honestly. It might be just be default here, honestly. And next up, lights and shadows. It's one of my shader mods. I use 3 shader mods. I'll actually go over them all at the same time right now in game. It's why there's a whole bunch of sun rays in the background and shadows. You see that shit? Kind of self-explanatory, lights and shadows. Let me turn everything off, just so you know. Boom. Now it's off. Vanilla Terraria look. I prefer to turn Bloom off. I feel like Bloom is hideous. It just makes everything fuzzier. I don't really fuck with Bloom and Terraria. Luminance, such as a dependency. Magic storage. I have everything default except I turn off the automaton. He's just a really annoying NPC. I think everything's default. Yeah, you have everything default for magic storage. Nycro's Nohit efficiency mod. This is how I get the boss stats in the bottom right or bottom left. I don't know my freaking directions apparently. Can you kill me, please? Thank you. See this? Attempt 2, fight time, boss health, fight speed. You can go over to the Nycro config. You have to go enable this, by the way. So scroll all the way down, fight statistics, turn all these on, and you can get the little bottom left fight stats. You see that in pretty much every video I do. It's also a pretty useful quality of life tool sometimes. You can disable events and other bullshit. You can change your respawn HP and timer and stuff. That's quite nice. You can, respawn timer here. That's how I instant respawn when Devour Gods kills me. See this? I have it set to 30 frames, so half a second, boom, I'm back. Saves a lot of time in the long run, you know? You can actually anti-lag with Nycro's No-Hate efficiency. You can cap dust and cap gore. I recommend experimenting with this a little bit. Or Excavator. This is a major thing for us. If you watched any of my videos, you'll see me do this. That's through Ore Excavator. And you also see me block swap sometimes. Boom, you've probably seen me do that before too. All of that is from Ore Excavator. And how do you do it, Yardis? Remember the keybind? Mouse 5, you hold it. It's the same as the excavation key. See how it says excavating when I'm holding a pickaxe? While I'm holding a platform, it says placing. It's the same key, mouse 5 for both for me. See that? Mouse 5. The excavate key allows me to do this. But first, you must turn it on. You gotta go to World Settings and click Allow Chain Placing. That's what the platform technique is called. This is called chain placing. You can also do that with painting. You just hold down the same excavation key, use a paintbrush, you can paint a whole thing all at once. Hold down the excavation key, boom, chain painting. Ore Excavator is secretly the best builder mod. It's great. Something that happens a lot in my runs is I accidentally excavate things. This is preventable if you turn on cancel excavations on keybind release. This makes it so that you have to hold the key to excavate or hold the key to chain place. You've probably seen me in a video go like this. Oh man, fuck, I fucked up. I didn't mean to excavate my whole fucking house. If you just unhold the fucking excavate key, it won't happen ever again. Cancel excavations on keybind release. I keep forgetting to turn it on, so I'm actually improving my settings by making this video. Never again will I accidentally excavate my entire sea or something. For me, I have whitelist all tiles on, all walls on. I have everything whitelisted. I use Ore Excavator as a everything excavator mod. Yeah, don't worry about the specific stuff here, because I have every tile on, and here are the rest of my settings. Yep, here's my world config. And again, I have everything allowed, everything whitelisted, nothing blacklisted. So don't worry about what's inside of these like lists. Yep, that's how I use Ore Excavator as a building mod. It's really nice. Ooh, Prisma's Pristine Potion. This is a NPC mod, primarily, and it gives you 6 NPCs. You got the Builder, Combat Expert, Huntress, Elixirist, Regular Person, and Chemist. So we can start with the Builder because he's the top of the list. He just sells various blocks. and white torches. Extremely clutch for me. I love white torches. They have the brightest torch in the game, fun fact. Not ultra bright, just because of how Terraria's lighting system works. And yeah, platforms and various bullshit. Combat expert, he's great. He sells buff stations, fucking curses. It's the curse shop. You gotta enable this in the config. It's where I get the platform hammerizer from, and the shimmer mirror, and the shadow mirror, and shit like that. Make sure you go to the config and you enable the curse shop. People always ask me, Yardis, how do you get the platform hammerizer? You didn't enable the curse shop. Yeah, this guy's the G. He also sells accessories, battle accessories, God forbid, fucking Calamity accessories. Weapon Master is fucking goated. Then there's the Huntress. She sells vanilla treasure bags. I don't really use most of her stuff, honestly, but she's nice. Calamity treasure bags, materials, Calamity materials. Just any mob drop, boss drop, you go to the Huntress. Pretty much, Prisma's Pristine Potions is a Alchemist NPC Light replacement. Why replace Alchemist NPC Light, you ask? It's because there are cheat potions. If you use Alchemist NPC Light to the maximum, you can get 2 free dodges, which is equivalent to 2 accessories, knockback immunity, various damage and crazy buffs. So you get about 4 to 5 accessory slots by using every Alchemist NPC potion. I recommend Prisma's Pristine Potions as a replacement to Alchemist NPC Light. Again, this is a single player game though, so if you prefer Alchemist NPC Light and using the Alchemist NPC Light potions, be my guest, but do know you're making the game a little bit easier on yourself. Anyways, next up is the Elixirist. Pretty self-explanatory. She just sells combat related potions and then calamity potions. Then there's the Chemist. He sells utility-based potions like, Zergs, fucking calming, and recalls, returns. He also sells recovery potions. So like, Omega healing, mana bullshit, honey fins. And then the last one, regular person. Do you miss buying alcohols in Calamity Mod? Well, here you go. Restores the drunk princess's shop, pretty much. And it's called the regular person. It's a little jab at Fabsoul because he's a not so regular person. It's great. It's really nice to have. Okay, this is the big dog. Quality of Life Compendium. We're gonna leave it for last, actually. Oh, next up are my next 2 shaders. I forgot I mentioned them when I was going over Lights and Shadows. Rain++, default config. Don't worry about it. It makes Rain look really nice. Yep, so that's how I get my Rain to look like this. Rain++. And then my other shader mod is, you probably noticed it. It's why the sky looks like this. It's by Lucille Karma. See the realistic sky shader? That's how my game looks like this. The combination of Lights and Shadows, Rain++, realistic sky. My realistic sky does have some config settings. I'll show it to you right now. The main one is just star count. I disable stars at night because it lets me have Aether Monolith on as a permanently black background for boss fight purposes. See that? It's not that bad. I just don't like it. I like having the pitch black background. Makes contrast for boss fight attacks fucking phenomenal. Super visible. And then Sundowner. This is actually a music mod, and it just introduces some new songs for, just show you here. New song for Brimstone Elemental, new song for the Sentinels. Mainly I use it for the new song for XMX. It's by a composer named Sidetracked. Love their Calamity music. Now, oh boy, shall we tackle the biggest dog? Quality of Life Compendium. I'm sure this is one of the biggest reasons why people are watching this video. Here we freaking go. It's a lot. So this mod is pretty much, it's in the name. It's the Compendium of Quality of Life. It's everything. Fully customizable to your liking. I have this page set to default, so don't worry about cross mod. Item config. I don't think this is default, yeah. All on is kind of really crazy. I only enable bottomless buckets, crafting stations, magnets. You probably asked about, Gardus, how do you get the item that sucks everything to you? Or how do you make everything suck to you? You get a magnet from Quality Life Compendium, and now all items just suck to you. See that shit? That's from Quality Life Compendium. You have to enable it, and then you can craft it by having just a little bit of iron. It has upgrades. Default magnet, 12 iron. Yep, mini sundial, just a time changer. I enable pylons. Oh yeah! Artist, how do you get the dungeon pylon? Corruption pylon is from this setting right here. Just move nurse and arms dealer to the corruption. Now you can buy a corruption pylon. I don't know what the fuck a repaired life fruit is. Why do I have that on? Let's turn that off. Starter bag. Ooh. Starter bag, you turn this on, and your character spawns with an additional starter bag on top of the Calamity one. You can customize this. I made it so I spawn with the DPS meter now. You can config what you want to spawn in with in the item config as well. Let me scroll all the way down. Custom items right here. Starter bag, custom items. Very bottom, right here. I have a DPS meter in there. And I have a super dummy on. This is how I get the super dummy that floats around. Because, you know, this is the Fargo's one, and this is the Calamity one. Those ones have gravity. They're the same dummy pretty much. See, it falls down. Boom. Quality Life Compendium super dummy. Rather floats. Isn't it cool? I prefer him, so I enable it. And yeah, that should be it for items. Yeah. Watchful Eye reveals the map. I don't prefer using this one though. It's just an emergency usage. I reveal the map with an item called the Ancient Masters Map of the Lost King's Great Ancestors. It's from Fargo's Mutant mod. It's in hard mode, craftable like this. I use this to reveal the map. I lock map reveal behind hard mode for that reason. And then main client config. I think this is all default. Oh, I have this setting on, Aura Visuals. It makes it so Tesla Potion and such are invisible. See, I drink it, but my Tesla Potion is on. See that? See? I have the Tesla Potion. It's on, but it's invisible. Boom, now it's off. Let me just show you again. I turned it off now. Drink a Tesla Potion. Yep, see that shit? You can make Infernum Potions do the same thing. And then combat text limit. Just a random little change I prefer. You know how, like, this is combat text. See that? There's a default limit to it. I don't know what it is exactly, but I have it set to 1,000. Just so I can see more numbers. I like numbers. Don't turn it up too high, though. It might hurt your performance. Now for main config. Oh my goodness. Shit gets freaky. So I have all these on. Endless usable shit. Little secret sauce. People ask me, how do I always have a Spelunker potion on at all times? Well, buff activity. You see that tooltip? I have it set to 1. The same way I breathe underwater. I have a Gills potion on at all times. It is a little cheap, but it's just how I prefer to play Terraria. Farming for potions gives me 20 years of fucking cancer and pain. So yeah, customize this to your liking. I believe everything is pretty normal, except for 1 potion buff. I recommend 30. If you're like, fuck 30, maybe 10. If you are a boss enjoyer, only care about this game for fighting bosses, maybe you can be like me and set it to 1. So yeah, 1 potion equals infinite potions for me. Again, it's a single player game. Play how you want to play. I play like how I want to play. That's why I do this. And then here are the rest of my settings. Not sure what is changed here. Okay, it's default except for portable crafting stations. I turn that off. No developer sets from... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. Developer sets are nice in Calamity, so make sure you turn this off so you can get them. Free wings, this and that. Ooh, the NPCs. Black Market Dealer and Ethereal Collector are turbo broken. Black Market Dealer sells every vanilla item almost. Ethereal Collector sells every modded item almost. Only use these if, again, you are even worse than me. You legitimately don't care about Terraria or Modlist at all except for the bosses. At that point, low-key, just use DragonLens. But if you want to feel like 1% legit, then I guess you can use these guys instead of DragonLens. Pause if you have to, just how it do be. Something freaky is player changes. Placement speed, placement range, and use speed for tools. I increase all of those. People are like, Yardis, how did you do that torch thing? If you always wondered how I did this, it's because of my place range increase. I turn on Smart Cursor. See that? When it's fat like that, Smart Cursor's on. And I hold shift and I go ham. Yeah. That's how the Yardis building torches technique is performed. Something very important if you use Quality Life Compendium, you turn all these slots off. Again, unless you feel like you need them, or you only have fun when you have more accessories. Honestly, having a bunch of accessories on in Terraria is really fun. So if you want to, you gotta know that you're gonna have an easier time though, okay? Map teleporting. I have this on whenever I'm debugging. Let's see, go like that, see that? Right click to teleport on the map. I don't recommend you have it on at all times though. And then here are the rest of my settings. Yep, nothing crazy. Tooltip config, just more information on your items. I have everything on except for the class tag because I kind of just know. It already tells you what, weapon damage it does. Class tag I think is useless. Yep, that's how I have, buff activated on, see that? And how, I get this specific numbers. Normally if you don't have this mod on, it just says slow speed. It says 24 here though, because of Quality Life Compendium, I believe. It's nice, just gives you specifics, more information. And yeah, that is my Quality Life Compendium config. The jig is up. The jig is up. And quick tip with recipe browser, people ask me all the time, how do I get that menu for quote unquote recommended gear? It's just recipe browser. You can favorite items in recipe browser like you can favorite items in your inventory. And your favorite recipe, boom, appears up here. It could be anything. It could be the fucking Zenith, boom. And you can favorite within the menu too. Say you want to craft a goddamn Terra Blade, right? Yeah, it works. Boom, true nice edge, yep. Just like that. Very nice, very handy, very convenient. Also, quick little tip. People always ask me how I navigate my storage even though my dash is on shift. Like, oh no, I'm trying to take something out and boom, I'm dashing everywhere. Well, I just hook the floor and then I can just navigate. You can also just mount too, if you got like a slimy saddle or something. Mounting also works, and now you can navigate and shift click. Another way is to just use right click or, you know, side mouse buttons or spacebar or something else to dash instead. But if you want to be like me and use shift dash, yep, just mount or hook. And if I don't have either, then I just suffer the consequences. I just gotta have a hook by then, otherwise it's over for me. And then resource packs. These are my 4 defaults. Skill issue, you know about that one. Invisible honey particles. I just hate having the fucking piss all over me every time I have honey. Solar shield, invisible. I just kind of get pissed off by the solar shield. Stardust Mahoraga by Nelio. Replaces the Stardust Guardian with fucking Mahoraga. And then music. I use Butterfly's music pack quite often. It is the Blue Archive one. I use Fancy UI back in the day. It's how I get the red menu. Oh man, that's nostalgic. I don't use it as much anymore because, I don't know, just feel like a change of pace. See the red menu? Yes, sir. I use the Chainsaw Man Vanity in my melee video for Infernum mode. Sometimes I run the Dollar Tree Kaisen pack by my boy Neville Sicko Shard. That's how I get like the Dollar Tree, you know, that's how I get the JJK Vanity. And the Maple Story music pack I like is by Mini2266. It's just this one. You can probably find in the workshop pretty easily. It's probably my most used music pack in videos. That's about it. That's pretty much my resource pack usage. All right, let's hit it with a Q&A. I'm gonna read all of these. I might include an unlisted video of anything cut, maybe. And in the background, I have something pretty cool. It is me no-hitting Legendary Masochist Mutant, which is arguably the hardest normal quote-unquote boss in all of T-Mod Loader. And by normal, I mean stuff like that's not fucking Satanist mode. By normal, I mean actually well-designed and good and fun and not bullshit. Yeah, I did that. I'm pretty proud of it. I never really mention it though, because I'm just too lazy to mention it. Also, for you guys who decided to stick around for this long, I will actually just include like a document of screenshots of my config for Quality Life Compendium. So you don't gotta be like, you know, scrolling through and pausing the video over and over. I got you. I'll be a good man about it. Anyways, Q&A time. Do you like boys?